We're back. Girls, we're back. Quickly, just
Yes, miss.
each other attendee, quickly. Help me. Girls, help me. Yalla, quickly.
Miss, I'm doing them with you.
Yes?
I'm doing them with you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I was doing, then I became an attendee.
Help me, other girls.
Guys, what are we gonna do?
We gonna do what?
Yeah, what are we gonna do? Like what are
Now, literature.
yeah. Yeah, I know, but like what in literature? What?
We will talk about Homer. Homer is a great poet. I will tell you now everything, but now let's start. So, the last thing we was discussing about the trip going home and home. You know, even the sound of the word home, the sound of the word home itself is relieving. And I'll tell you what, girls. Look, I grew up. I got married. I have kids. I traveled. I left my home country like 14 years ago. I go there every year except the previous year because of the quarantine and this. But I don't feel safe the way I feel when I am home. So yes, I live at my house now. This is my house with my kids. A home is something else. You understand me?
Yeah.
So I feel safe when I am in my room at my parents' house. This is I feel like everything is okay. No matter what happens, I'm here.
Maybe
Okay.
this is because you're the mother in your house. But maybe to us as the kids, we feel this is our homes, even though we're away from our countries. But this is
Yes.
our home.
Yes, you are right, Yala Jane. I feel like my home is there in Alexandria, the place that I was born there and I lived there and I had friends there and I had a life there. I feel here that it's, yes, it's my house. Yes, as you said,
Like
because I am.
one of my very close friend, she is from Egypt, and she was here stuck, and her brother was, because due to studies he was in Cairo, Alexandria, and he was like living in Alexandria. He have to go to Cairo and like this. So she used to miss her home so much, even though her parents were here, everything were here, but her half of her cousins were there, so she always used to tell me that I want to go back.
Yes, yes. Where are you from, you Fatima?
I'm from Pakistan.
Pakistan. Yeah. So you go there, you travel there, you go back home, or you feel like
I
here is
never
your
traveled in my life to my home country.
really?
My
So you're
parents were
born
born
here?
here. So,
So this is home for you.
yes.
Yes. Actually, as you said, yes. Sometimes the other countries our home because we are born in this country, live in this country. I was just sharing with you my own feelings that I always feel like I want to go home. Although that I left this home 14 years ago, but no, I want to go home. So this stories we were going to take is also about a person who wants to go home. He will take a trip home in 10 years. He will spend 10 years to go home. Teacher, can anyone take 10 years to go home? I will tell you what, this is not a real story. This is an epic. So before we move on, let's first read Making Connection, page 57. Okay. Natalie, are you here, Natalie?
Will you
Yes, Natalie,
upload
read.
an assignment for page 6?
Yes, dear.
Will you upload an online assignment for page 56 or?
No. You want me? Yes, it is easier, so I know who wrote it and not. I will, but I just don't want make you feel that, oh, we have lots of homework, but I think this is the only homework you will take for today. So yes, I will make online assignments, yes.
Teacher, it's only for the first
For
paragraph.
page
Yes, only the first paragraph. Just tell me the movie and this.
Okay. So until
Why
number
he encourages you to write, girls? Because he wants you to think. And trust me, when you grow up, you will know that writing is the gift you give yourself.
so
When you
Miss,
write, you get out the ideas and the thoughts of your mind. You relieve your mind.
yeah, Miss, in page 56, only the first one.
First and second. Second is the movie.
Oh.
Ah. And why you like this movie and this? So we go page 57. Please read it, Natalie.
Yes, Miss, which page?
57, Natalie.
Make connection. Singing me muse and through me tell the story of the man skilled in all ways of contending. The wanderer hurried of years on end. He saw townlands. He learned the mind of many distant men, and weathered many bitter nights and days, and his deep heart at sea while he fought only to save his life, to bring his shipmates home. But only by will or valor could have saved them, for their own recklessness destroyed them all. The Odyssey is by Homer,
Odyssey
translated
by
by Robert
Homer.
Pitzer.
Yes, so here is the time we meet Homer. Who is Homer? Here is it. You see the PowerPoint, girls?
Yes, Miss.
This is Homer, girls. Homer was the greatest poet. You know the poems? He write poems. In those poems, he tells us the stories through the poems. That's why they were called epic. An epic. Epic is, even we use the word when I see something I like a lot. Oh, that's an epic, or that's epic. Homer, he wrote Iliad and Odyssey. Iliad and Odyssey so he is what? He is from Greece. And we know that Greece was famous with its stories and literature. They started the literature and the myth and the gods, and they have Greek gods for themselves only. They invented Zeus and Hera and all of these are Greek gods with all the theories and myth around them. So they are not real. They are written stories, imagination. So Homer wrote he wrote many, but two of them were epic poems that are the central works of ancient Greek literature. And listen, girls, now we discuss what? 5 minutes ago, we were discussing Hanks and Castaway. All of these are movies, but we are used to the idea of movies. But go back in time to the Greek time, to the Greek civilization, when people had nothing to do, when they were asking, when they discovered that they can ask and have a response and your mind can work, those people, they were what? They were wandering in the, a human being when we were first on land, we were wandering to feed ourselves. Then we settled down. Then we make a small community. Then a village. Then a country. Not a country, even a state, a city-state. So it was when they settled down in the Greek civilization, and they ask questions. What is fate? What is and they say that people, after they settle down, they start searching for gods. You took the Mesopotamia.
Yes, we
Yes.
do something so.
Mesopotamian civilization, the Egyptian civilization, the Greek civilization. Any civilization, they create their own gods. They claim that people cannot live with gods, with a spiritual side of his life. Are you following me, girls?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Yes.
So, Homer was the first and the greatest epic poet in history. And he was blind. That's why there was a boy here walking him by. He cannot walk in the streets alone. He was a storyteller. He used to tell the stories, write them and tell them. Are you with me?
Yes, miss.
So, we are talking about whom? Homer. Who is Homer?
A Greek writer.
Writer
Yes,
who waited
a
10
Greek
years to.
poet. Yes. What are his two famous epic poems?
Iliad and Odyssey.
Yes.
Iliad and Odyssey. Okay. This time we
Yeah.
will take the Odyssey. Okay.
بس هذا ده أكوامان ولا إيش؟
What?
ده أكوامان؟
Aqua? No. You will know now what is the Odyssey. Okay. Noor Bilal,
Yes, miss.
read ya Noor.
The Odyssey, one of two major ancient Greek epic poems attributed to Homer. It is one of the oldest extant works of literature still read by contemporary audiences. As with the Iliad, the poem is divided into 24 books. It follows the Greek
24
hero
books. Iliad,
Odysseus.
24 books. Odyssey, 24 books.
King of Ithaka and his journey home. Ithaca and his journey home after winning the
So,
Trojan
wait a minute.
War.
Yes. So, Odysseus is a person. Odysseus is a person. He traveled for a war, Trojan War. Trojan War. They say that Trojan War, you know, this horse, that this is a trick. Then when a war, an army surrounded another country, a city, and they wanted to enter it, but they couldn't. So they told them that we brought you present a big horse filled with the stuff needed for food and something. But in the middle there were soldiers, and they attacked the village. You heard about this before? The trick of the Trojan War.
Miss,
Anyway.
I know that. Yeah. I know that the Greek god Ares is the one that led that war.
Yes. So
And it was in
there was a war, the Trojan War, and Odysseus traveled to this war. And then he decided to go back home.
Go back.
Do you see me, girls, in the screen?
Yes.
And then he decided to go back home after the Trojan War. Continue, Najwa.
Noor, it takes Odysseus 10 years
Sorry,
to
Noor.
reach.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. It takes Odysseus 10 years to reach Ithaca after the 10-year Trojan War. In his absence, Odysseus is assumed dead, and his wife Penelope and son Telemachus must contend with a group of unruly suitors who compete for Penelope's hands in marriage.
Yes, his wife was Penelope. Then the people said to Penelope, your husband has died. And then she and her son were forced to be in a place full of suitors. Suitors are those who want to engage her, because they claimed that Penelope was so pretty and everyone wanted to get married to her. So the whole house was full of suitors. Suitors, those who want to marry her. Odyssey went to the war and then he wanted to go back home, but they told Penelope that he was dead and that she has to marry another man. With me?
Yes.
Yes, miss.
Homer wrote the Iliad and the Odyssey. And now we will take a part of the Odyssey. Odyssey is about Odysseus going back home.
Yes.
Yes.
We were reading page 57. طب miss, how they said, you said now no, when he returned they told him that she was dead and had to marry, and she married and then
On his way back,
yeah.
he knew that people told Penelope that he is dead. And they went
Okay.
to marry her.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's difficulties the hero faced to return home. The difficulties he faced. This part is about the difficulties he faced to reach home to his beloved Penelope. Okay, sing in me muse, and through me tell the story of that man skilled in all ways of contending. The wanderer had it for years on end. So, making connection, page 57, the very first part. I want someone to read the very first part. Read the following excerpt. Read it, Yasar.
What can you infer?
Yes, 57 from
Okay.
the beginning. Yeah.
Making connection, read the following excerpt from the invocation or prayer that opens the Odyssey, is it right?
Yeah, Odysseus.
Odyssey, the epic poem that recounts the homeward journey of Greek hero Odyssey.
Yes.
Odysseus. Sing in me muse, and through me tell the story.
Sing in me muse, and through me tell the story. Sing in me, tell me. Through me tell the story, okay? Tell me the story, yes?
Of that man skilled in all ways of contending, the wonder
Of that man who was so skilled in all ways of contending. He was so skilled. Tell me about this complicated man, okay? Contending is to struggle, He is so well in struggling. He was so skilled in struggling, yes.
The wanderer hurried for years.
What is wanderer? That he walks aimlessly.
Hurried for years on end. He saw townlands
He
and
saw
learned
other lands through his way.
the minds of many distant men.
And he, because when you travel, you meet new people and you understand the new minds.
Should I continue?
Yes.
And weathered many bitter nights and days.
Withered, it means he was affected. Withered, it means he was affected by the bitter is a better taste, better nights and days. So his trip was relaxing and sweet. It was what, girls?
A tiring one.
Bitter and tiring one.
Hard one.
Tiring and hard one. How did we know? Withered many bitter nights and days. Continue.
In his deep heart at sea, while he fought only to save his life, to bring his shipmates.
Fighting to save his life.
To bring his shipmates home, but not by will or valor could he save.
Not well or valor. Valor is bravery that could save him.
For their own recklessness destroyed them all.
Yes. Their own recklessness destroyed them all. That they want to go back. Or they are what? They are doing everything they can in order to go back home. The Odyssey by Homer. And of course, this is not written in the same Greek language. It's translated, girls. That's why we will find sometimes we will feel like we don't get it. Why? Because it's translated. And when you read the translated literature, you feel like there are things that will drop from you. Yes. Because the translation doesn't give you the same feelings of the main author. Okay? So girls, now, what can you infer about the difficulty of Odyssey's journey home? Underline it, girls. Yani, look at the 5 lines and underline it. Dalia, you will answer me, Dalia. Dalia? Dalia, you will answer me.
Yes, Miss.
Dalia,
What?
yes, yes.
What's the question?
Look at the lines and tell me.
Yes.
Answer me this question. What can you infer about the difficulty of Odyssey's journey home? Huh? I will give you 30 seconds. The difficulties of his going back home, Dalia. Can you tell me now? Dalia, from what we read now, dear.
Yes.
The trip was what? Was easy? Compelling?
No.
Was what?
Huh?
Hard? Difficult? Hard? Difficult? And what? And long. Hard, difficult, long. What else? It was what? Buthaina, can you tell me the trip was what, ya Buthaina?
Yes, Miss.
It was what? Hard, difficult, and long. It was also what?
What's the question, Miss?
The trip was what?
It was hard.
Yes. And then? It was dangerous. How did you know, teacher? How did I know? Okay, Noor, you raised your hand. Answer, ya Noor, Noor Yusuf. How did I know that it was difficult and dangerous, ya Noor?
Miss, when he said while he fought only to save his own life.
Underline it, please. While he fought only to save his own life. So this is a textual evidence that it was dangerous. What else? Withered many better nights and days. So it was difficult. Huh? What else?
Miss, the last line that they're trying everything, even if it was
Yes,
dangerous.
recklessness destroyed them all. So all of these are what? All of these are telling me the difficulties he faced to his way back home. You understand, girls? So please answer this now while we are sitting together.
Teacher, did he arrive at the end?
Yes?
Did he arrive at the end?
Yes, he arrived. This is that we are going to take.
Oh,
We will take the Odyssey, a part of the Odyssey, of course.
Miss,
Yes,
I want to add something to inferring the journey. I
yes.
think it's going to be an exotic journey because of the Greek influence of the author, since there will be a lot of like evil Greek gods that will try to block his way more.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, I always like your analysis and the way you think of literature is different, Yela, and I always say that to you.
Thank you.
You always have something to add.
Thank
Yes.
you, Miss.
Yani, you always have something you add, and this thing is great. Yani, I always like your analysis and this. So, girls, now the second question: when heroes return home, what kind of welcome usually awaits them? Yani, when people come in nowadays life, when someone comes home after if someone goes to war and then he goes back home, What happens to him? What does he see when he go back home? When he goes back
Can
home?
I say, Miss?
Peace.
He
Who
will feel
wants to
safe.
Huh?
He will feel safe.
Yes, who is talking?
Jude.
Jude. He will say feel safe, yeah, Jude. And what about other people? What would they do to him?
Greet him in harmony, maybe.
Huh?
All of them will go out and like greet him.
Yes, they will go to greet him. If you watch historical movies, when someone comes near to the village, they play the drums and they gather all of them together to for the remember Marco Polo when he reached the land, they made for him a reception.
Oh, yeah.
So when a soldier goes back home, he gets what? He gets awarded, he gets medals, a reception, right?
Yes.
Parade,
Yes.
parade, those who walk in the street and and this musical parade.
Yes.
Miss, but Odysseus, no one's waiting for him. Everyone wants him to go
Yes.
to marry his wife.
Yes, the Odysseus, first, they thought he's dead, so no one is expecting him. Second,
No one is.
they are busy trying to get married to his wife, Penelope. So his journey is totally different than everyone, right? Than everyone's journey, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jana, Jana?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Jana. So, tell me, when a soldier goes back home, what does he see?
Family.
Family. And family are happy of his arrival?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So turn the page 58. Okay. Jumana? Jumana? Jumana?
It's page 58, right?
Yes.
Miss.
Yes, Jumana, read page 58, dear.
Read.
58, yes.
The first read, Miss.
Yes, dear.
Analyzing interactions between characters and events. The epic poem, The Odyssey, has long been considered one of the great works of world literature. It tells the story of a Greek hero Odysseus as he journeys home from the Trojan War. In this excerpt, Odysseus has finally returned to his home in
Ithaca?
after years of difficult travel, only to discover that everyone thinks he's dead. His household is overrun by would-be
Would be
suitors
suitors. Yeah, would be suitors that they are going to engage his wife.
of his faithful wife, Penelope. They stay in Odysseus' house, eating his food and picking fight with each other. Instead of announcing his return, Odysseus
Disguises himself.
describes himself as
Yes, a beggar. You know the beggar who goes, please give me money? Yes.
he can investigate the situation. Only his son Telemachus and the swineherd Maeus know that Odysseus has returned. Objective to help you keep track of who is speaking in the excerpt. Draw a box around the tagline and that introduces each character. In the My Thoughts column, paraphrase what the speaker says. Also write questions you have about the passage in the My Thoughts column.
So now we are going to read an excerpt of the Odyssey about Odysseus going back home. Odysseus has reached a very good idea. He disguised to go home. Why? Because he wanted to know what's happening when he is away of town. Okay, he know his wife is faithful, but he was angry that everyone went there to engage her. So he decided, I will disguise as a beggar, go to beg for money. So because we're going to read an epic, he says to you that you will feel, who is talking? Who is saying that? So in order not to confuse yourself, draw a circle around each character. So you know who is talking. You can figure it out quickly. Okay? So while we are talking, we'll do what? We'll draw we will draw circles around the one who's talking, okay, or squares, and then on my thoughts, I will summarize. I will always summarize in order to keep tracking the
Miss, I
excerpt.
didn't understand the point that you say he disguised himself to go to the town. Why?
If they know that Odyssey is coming, everyone will go back home and they will leave the house. He wants to go to investigate the situation. What's happening in my house? Okay. So, the Odyssey book by Homer, translated by Robert Fitzgerald. Wait a minute. Yes. I will share the screen. Can you see the PowerPoint?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Rama? Rama?
Yes, miss.
Yes, Rama. Read Rama. From underline the title. From underline the Odyssey by Homer. Read.
Where, miss?
So it looked in page 58.
Okay.
So it looked.
So it looked as though Odysseus had had his taste of what these men were like and could return scot-free to his own doorway.
So stop here. So it looked as though Odysseus, so draw a square around Odysseus, had had his taste of what these men were like and could return scot-free. What is a scot-free? I wrote for you here the translation because the excerpt is full of unfamiliar words.
Without
Payment or punishment. He can go without any punishment, scot-free to his doorway. But halting is slow and hesitant through lack of confidence, so he is not sure whether to do it or not. Now before Antinous. Continue, Rama.
he made a little speech to him. Said he gave,
Okay, square it. Said he, square it.
give a mite friend.
A mite, yes.
A mite friend. I would not say myself.
Yes, give a mite. A mite is a coin. Please give me money. Give a mite, friend. I would not say myself.
You are the worst man of the young Acahans.
Achaeans is the people who live in this village.
Achaeans. The noblest, rather kingly by your look. Therefore, you'll give more bread than others do. Let me speak well, if you, as I pass on over the boundless earth.
So, yes, so he says, what, give me a mite, my friend. Give me money. I would not say myself, you are the worst man. You are the worst man of the young Achaeans, the noblest, rather kingly by your look. Therefore, you will give more money or bread because he is a beggar. He went to his house. Odysseus, disguised as a beggar, he went to his house. He saw Antinous. He asked him for money. Then everyone give Odysseus bread. Antinous didn't. So therefore you'll give more bread than others do. Let me speak well of you as I pass on over the boundless earth. Yes, Rama.
I too, had fortune once, lived well, stood well with men, and gave alms often to poor one.
So who continue talking here? Odysseus. So again, Odysseus has said all of this. Odysseus says, please give me might, my friend. Give me bread. Give me anything. I was once like you. So Odysseus, girls, is a poor one.
Yes.
Odysseus is poor, or he is pretending to be poor.
Pretending to be poor.
He is pretending to be poor.
Pretending.
Yeah. Give me. I too, before I was fortunate. I was a wealthy man before. I lived well, stood well with men, and I give alms. Alms is help. يعني give them money. I give help often to poor wanderer. When I was rich, I used to give people money. The wanderer money. Give me money. Give me bread. Who is talking here?
Odyssey.
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 Why would
Yes.
you tell them you are the worst, the worst man?
Odysseus says that to Antinous because Antinous refuses to give him.
Who refused to give him?
Antinous.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome, dear. Thank you, Rama. Bilqis. Bilqis. Zena. Zena. Zena.
Yes, teacher.
Zena.
Yes,
Continue reading from line 15, ya Zena.
like this one that you see, A to all sorts,
Mm.
no matter in what I own servants, many God knows, and all the rest that goes with being prosperous, as they say, but Zeus, the son of Kronos, brought me down.
He says to him, I was rich. I used to help wanderer with money. I like this one that you see. Okay? Like this one that you see. A is yes. Yes. To all source, no matter in what dire want, extremely serious or urgent. I own service. I had servants. Many. God knows. When we say God knows. And all the rest that goes with being prosperous. I had everything. I was so wealthy. And I had servants. I had everything that will make me prosperous. But, as they say, but Zeus is the biggest king, the god. The son of Kronos brought me down. So here, and underline it, girls, here he is talking about what? Zeus. Zeus is what? A god. Underline under Zeus and write God.
Miss Odyssey is talking, yes?
Yes, all of that Odysseus is talking. Okay. Girls, do we finish now or we finish 10 or 10:20?
It's 10.
So we finish now. So we stop here and we will continue next time. You will like this chapter, believe me.
Yeah, it seems interesting.
Yes, you will like it.
Yes. Better than the old.
Yes.
Yes.
You will like it. Okay.
Thank you, Miss.
See you tomorrow or Thursday?
Thank you, Miss.
Thursday.
Okay.
Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.